Okay, look. Hey! Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Nuggets with Nadz. And tonight, as you can see on the screen, I have two special ladies. Welcome to Tara and Denise. However,
yes, thank you.
Before we even take one step further, I just want to acknowledge what today is. It's an amazing day. Two amazing ladies entered the White House, and I want to acknowledge them. Our new Vice President of America, Kamala Harris, and our First Lady, Jill Biden. What an amazing time to, one, be alive, and it's a great time in history. And I just wanted to acknowledge them and just welcome them, and also to give them blessings as they maneuver and navigate this new situation and their new roles in life. Of course, I have on my pearls. And ladies, tell me about your pearls.
I am surrounded by pearls, and I am in the sisterhood. You know, I actually dreamt last night that I was with Kamala choosing art. You know, so I'm with her decorating her new office. Yeah.
Awesome. And Tara, where are your pearls?
My pearls. Well, I think I saw that late, and I'm like, oh yes, my pearls. And we've moved recently, and I'm like, I don't know where they are.
But they walk with you in your heart. They're there with you
yes.
in your heart. Absolutely. And, you know, this evening I had mentioned that tonight's Nuggets with Nadz, our focus is going to be on our healing our debt and the shame that we feel around healing our debt.
Right.
Before I even get into that, though, like I said, I'm Coach Nadz. I've been with you for the last, 2 months now, but I wanted the ladies to introduce themselves. And Tara, if you'd like to go first and just give us a quick intro.
Yeah. So I'm a faith-based coach. I met Coach Nadz on Clubhouse the other day in a healing debt conversation that just bloomed and blossomed into what I hope is a very cool friendship going forward. And I work with people. I'm a faith-based coach, so I was a health coach working on emotional eating for 3 years, and there was something there in the emotional eating that really struck me and resonated with actually the atonement of Christ, and how we have to really dig deep to overcome a lot of things in this world, and how those trials and challenges that we experience develop traits and attributes within us that strengthen us and strengthen others. And for me, that was becoming more Christ-like in how we overcome and help others as well.
Yeah. Thank you, and welcome again, Tara. Over to you, Denise. Please welcome.
Okay. Yes, my name is Nadine Williams. I am a financial success coach. So I help my clients to build a portfolio and a roadmap. I use 12 financial power tools that range from stocks, mutual funds, to auto insurance, to student loans, to credit repair, to debt. So there's 12 powerful financial tools that I help my clients build their roadmap to financial success.
Thank you and welcome, Denise. Yeah. And just as a reminder, for me, Coach Nadz, I really help you to shift the mindset around the different areas in your life that might become roadblocks. They might be stoppers. They may be holding you back from truly living out your passion, your dream, your purpose. Mm-hmm. And so, for example, I work closely with Denise in helping persons to open up pathways, to unblock and to share and to really dig deep to find whatever may be stopping them and blocking them from living their true selves. Yeah. Something that came up, and I always get some downloads, some amazing downloads, and I was gifted with something for Christmas, and just as I opened and flipped the page, I thought this was a perfect one for tonight's Nuggets with Nadz. And it says, it requires strength to share our stories. To misunderstood, it requires faith to tell small stories. To believe that what seems to be inadequate is of value. Tell a small story today, a story from a moment in time when the days seemed bleak, but then there was hope, and you learned to give thanks. Christy Purifoy. And, it really hit me because Tara, as she mentioned, we met about a week or two ago on Clubhouse. And what was so interesting is that I was talking about healing our debt, and our stories were so similar. Yet she lives down under, and I live in Jamaica.
Right.
So it just gets us to a place to recognize that we're all in this together. We all have one story. Denise's stories are very similar to mine as well. Denise currently sits in Atlanta, but is also from Jamaica. But like I said, everybody that was on the call in that Clubhouse meeting session, group meetup, were sharing a similar story. And it just gets us to really recognize that, one, we can be vulnerable, open up, and share our stories. And it helps to heal the shame. It helps to heal the shame that we may feel. And so go right ahead, Denise. And so I'm really going to turn over to Denise first.
Oh, okay.
Yes, go ahead and share.
One of the things is that I don't know if everyone has pulled their credit report. Mine is 62 pages. Okay. 62 pages. And let me tell you, I think that 2011 and 2012 I call those my crescendo years, because I had given birth to my second son in 2010, and he had a heart condition. He has special needs and had a lot of medical conditions separate from the heart condition. So he had a hole in his heart, and he had many others. So he presented like asthma. So the breeze blow, and he's on a ventilator. So just, you're just charging the credit card at the doctor's office, at the hospital. Yes, there's some insurance, but speech therapy is not included. And speech therapy is because children who have holes in their heart and other needs, they don't latch onto the breast. And so speech therapy starts from almost A1 so that they can have milk and live. You know what I mean? So you're not even watching the cost. My baby needs to live. But guess what happened? You're in a space of terror and confusion, and you're not checking. A lot of things happened to me. My credit card was cloned, and I got a call from the bank to say they were under the impression I was already married. Did I renew my vows? Oh my God. And apparently they cloned the card, they got married, they went to the supermarket, had a honeymoon on my card. And all of a sudden I was responsible for this money. Then after that drama and how, it took me to clear, I realized I would have been double billed at the supermarket, double billed at the hospital, double billed at the doctor's office, little errors that I wasn't catching. And I said, no. So of course, I'm going to go to the bank and they're going to help me because they see that I'm a frazzled mother and, I will be rescued. Yeah. So I went in. Now, of course, I didn't know Nadz at that time, but now I know Nadz. I have to use the right language. And so I walked in the bank as a victim. Okay. I straight up victim. And it was almost like I'm Cinderella and the prince is going to come and save me. And so hurt and pain and worry about my baby and this, I'm going to be saved. Okay. And not only was I a victim walking into the bank, I also was entitled to help. Okay. So of course you're going to help me. but I didn't know how to help myself. I wasn't empowered. And again, based on my relationship with Nadz over the years, I didn't speak the right language. So of course there is the language of credit, and you have to know what to do, and that's where a financial coach comes in terms of the looking at the credit report and creating a plan. But the language of how I was speaking to myself, the language of how I was speaking to the bank personnel, straight up victim. And that meant nothing got better. Nothing got better.
Yeah. And how did you feel with that, Denise?
Looking back, I felt alone. I felt exposed. I had already decided I was a failure as a mother because here got my child has special needs. So I failed. And now I am a failure financially and I work at a bank. Okay. So I'm a failure. And so as I said, I'm a victim. I take off the victim hat and I put on the failure hat. I take off the failure hat. I put on the I am embarrassed hat.
Mm-hmm.
And I am using language to tear myself down. I tell you.
Yeah, I think we all get into that space, each and every one of us. It goes through different cycles, and that's one of the reasons why Denise and I have decided to create this program of healing our debt, to really support persons, hold hands to walk through the situation, because you can feel alone. You feel like a victim. You feel hurt. There's embarrassment and shame. And, it comes back to our money story, which we're going to talk about later on this month when we go into our series, which we're going to start with a happy hour on the 29th of this month. Yeah. Right. So both of those days. And so we do get into shame and embarrassment.
Yes. Because I was just wanting to jump in and say, first of all, I want to say one, where were you in 2012?
I know.
Okay. We didn't meet till 2 years later, and oh God, what a healing experience that was for me. I love you, Nadine. And the other thing I want to say is that it's not until you change your language that you sit in the power in front of your banker. Because guess what? They are under the presumption you don't know your rights. They're under the presumption that you can be dismissed. Because most people walk in with a debt situation, as we've already said, shame. But also, it's almost like I am already devalued.
Yes.
And so when the person does this, you owe how much? You shrink. And when you're like, all right, okay, thanks, bye. Or
you run away.
Or you freeze. You haven't even reached sitting at the desk. You are frozen. So you look at the statement and you say, I'll look next month. And the statements pile up, and by next month is 18 months. You have 18 statements and 18 late fees and 18, but we don't know that we have rights. We have rights. And whether it is through a lot of countries, and what I love, Nadz, is we're doing this globally, and a lot of countries within the Credit Reporting Act, there are things you can do. Every country might interpret it slightly different, but you see, when you take up that pen or type with the email and you use the right language, it's a different ball game.
Different ball game. Absolutely. So I want to get Tara in as well to share a little bit about her experience and how things have unfolded on your end and how we ended up getting connected.
Yeah. So when I originally saw the topic healing debt on Clubhouse and I wanted to jump into the room, it really resonated with me just because it's of some debt is so negative, but healing debt would brought a positivity and hope, I guess, to it, just that word. And so I jumped in because I know that it's been something in my life that since I turned 18, it's like I turned 18, I got a credit card and off away I went with all this empowerment that I so-called thought was empowerment. And I got into this cycle of racking up debt and paying it off and racking up debt and paying it off. And it sounds like you're talking about money stories later, but a little bit about my background of where I grew up is money to me was kind of instilled as a power and a manipulation, and people that have money used it for their advantage to, I guess, put power of obligation over you. So if you borrowed money or they freely gave you money, then it was you were obligated then to give something in return. And I had my mom's second husband was very poor money management, great at making money, but poor at managing it, which I think are two completely different things. And and I feel like I saw it actually devalue our family with bankruptcy and all the problems and tax evasion and the lies and all of the manipulation that was around it. That's what I grew up thinking that money meant. And so when I went into coaching and I'm trying to build a business to make money for myself, there was this part of me that's like, well, how much money do I really want in my life? Like, it ruins families, and it means that you're manipulating other people, or you're obligating if you take money from them. And I think that was a whole, it took me a long time. And I think I'm still healing, because even just coming onto this, I feel that like want to be hidden. And oh my gosh, how many people are watching this right now?
Right. Absolutely. They're right.
And so that has been a really big process. It wasn't something that just I was acknowledged and then I was able to say, oh, okay, well, that's great. Now I can see it and I can change it, because there has been a healing process and aspect to it for me to bring the value back to myself, what I have to offer around money and what money actually means to me. It doesn't mean that. It means opportunity. It means foundation. It means something completely different. But what it was instilled into my belief was not that originally.
Yeah. And one of the other things that I find comes up a lot with my clients and so forth is trust. And so one, you lose trust maybe in individuals, institutions, but another big one is trust in self. And so you said, Tara, you start to say, I'm going into business to make money, but do I trust myself to be able to manage it properly? Because based on the history, based on what I've seen, I'm in a space of mistrust. And I'm just wondering, am I going to be able to manage this money if I make it? Am I going to get myself in the same situation that happened in my family, etc.? And so we all are going through that same space. And as Tara shared, and her and I met up on Clubhouse, we both found ourselves in the same situation where we did feel that piece of shame. And we were like, for myself, similar to Tara, I left high school, went into college, and then there was student loans, and then the debt started. And so by the time you graduate, you're already behind. You're already in debt. And so you're now starting life with this thing hanging over you. And there is this shame, but you kind of hide it because you get more credit cards and you get more loans and you're like, oh, everything's all right. And you move along, but then there's more shame. And then you kind of feel like, okay, I've got it under control and I've managed it. And then what comes along are things like the big downturn in the economy in 2008, 2009. My position at the time was made redundant, or I was laid off. And when I was laid off, I didn't work for 18 months. That was a challenging period. And during that period, you're trying to manage the money, but at the same time, you're feeling shame because you're behind and things are not getting managed properly. And you think to yourself, I'm a smart woman. How did I get myself in this situation again? And, Denise is a financial coach, and she has helped me, as she mentioned about her 12 steps. We're going through that because I too needed it. I hid literally, covers, pillow overhead for years and just hiding from that situation. Didn't have any idea how much I owed. Didn't have any idea what was going on because I was so in fear and shame and did not trust myself. And I'm grateful for the support that I've gotten through community.
I want to jump in and say something very controversial.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that the majority of us were trained to be poor, okay? Because you know what has come up repeatedly under the undercurrents in this conversation? I make money. My money is not growing. So I'm not keeping. I'm not growing. I'm not planting the seed so that if 18 months I'm not working, I have income coming in.
Yes.
Okay? Those and that's where my 12 power tools, financial power tools, came to being, because when I tell you 2012 was a watershed year, because I was made redundant. I lost my job in Christmas. I have 2 children, one with special needs, in and out of the hospital, of the medical center, and I was made redundant. However, I had been very lucky because I had financial mentors who helped me to create a cushion. So I fell, but I didn't fall hard. Okay? And I take that lesson to my clients and say, well, let me be your financial mentor and help you to build that cushion. Because it may be that you are working $3,000 a month and you have a cushion. So 2,000 was your 9 to 5, 1,000 is your additional. And so, yes, it hurts to lose the 2,000, but you have this 1,000 to kind of keep you going until you get that 2,000 or more. And that's some of the things we work on. But I want to say that think about how many people profit from you not knowing. Okay, that's why I say it's controversial. It is a business for you not to be empowered. Because, first of all, when it comes to debt, if you had the interest to look at how the banks earn money in terms of their financial statements, you will see how much fee income they make. Credit card, late fee, overdraft fee, insufficient payment fee. When you pay your when you only pay the minimum interest, it just grows and grows and grows and grows, and it is so profitable. Yeah. Your inability to heal your debt is profitable.
And so one of the first things, and this is where the community comes in, one of the first things is to be able to support you in actually just taking your head from off the pillow, getting your head out of it and starting to get a clear picture and mind so that you can now step out. Because honestly, if you don't see possibility, all of the resources could be right there in front of you and you don't access them because you don't see possibility. And so the very first thing I ask persons to do is ensure that they have community, because you need that for continuity. We'll make a commitment. Years ago, I would have made New Year's resolutions over and over again. And by not even February, by mid-January, I've already forgotten what I've committed to. And I have derailed, jumped off the train, whatever it may be. And so I invite persons to get community. And that's what we do here, is we create a community to support you, to guide you, to open pathways. So when one door even closes, here come some other doors opening, because as a community, we share together and we open up other pathways, other persons who can then work with you. So those are one of the first things I ask persons to do. I know we're, time is already, I can't even believe it's already 8:25, but I want us to recognize that it's a universal situation, the situation of our money story. And like I said, I'd love for us to talk a little more about that, but we want to talk about that later this month. January 29th, we're doing that at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, correct, Denise? And we'll be here on Facebook. We're going to have, it's also going to be streaming live on YouTube, I believe, right? Yes, make sure I got it right. So that's the 29th. We're having a happy hour, so Healing Our Debt happy hour. And then also on the Saturday at 10 a.m., January 30th. So basically, we're really trying to cover our different bases, because we do realize that we have persons who are on the other side of the pond or who are down under, like Tara.
Yes.
But like I said, recognizing that we're all in this together. It's one story, one situation.
It is. And again, just think about, the last thing I want to leave you with is that Nadz really, she loves to talk about tools. Tools. And listen, your debt situation is not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of the tools you have, right? And we want to expand your toolkit so that you're going to look, the conversation with your banker, the conversation with yourself, the way you write emails, the way you write a letter, those are tools. And I'm so happy to partner with Nadz so that you get not just the finance side, but you get the language. It is so critical, the languaging.
The languaging and the mindset. Because like I said, we first have to make that first step. I think the journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. And in the same way that Denise and I are, partnering with this, Tara is working with us as well. Tara she's coming from a place of faith. Now, who know me know I've said it. I have 1,000% faith that everything is working out in divine order. Yes. It may not work out exactly how I want it in the same order, but I know it's divinely ordered. And once I'm in alignment with that, I'm good, because I know it's working out. In the moment, I might get upset or what have you, but in short order, I'm like, you know what? I understand. I need to turn my head one way or the other, because there's another possibility that I had not considered.
Yes.
But Tara, before we wrap up, I would love to hear some last words from you as well, because like I said, I really connected with you and I love the idea and recognize it. Just maybe, like I said, just get more and more, let's say, evidence of how we're all aligned.
We are. And something that really, just listening to both of you, that really comes clear about the challenges that we have really develop a strength within us. We turn our weaknesses into strengths. We take a step forward and we are able to help others and lift their burdens, make them lighter, help them have hope, give them support. Because we're able to come forward with courage, come forward with strength and acknowledgement of where we've been, where we're going, and realize that there's more for us. This is just a stepping stone. There's so much more.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that, Tara. You're so right. So it is a stepping stone. We first have to acknowledge, and I know Denise has, like I said, her 12-step program of some powerful tools. I too have some tools. I know Tara has tools as well. And so as Denise mentioned, it's a toolkit. Just as you would have a hammer or a nail, so you have tools that you use. Now, in the moment, one tool may not work, so you may have to pull on another. Right. Just when you have community around you, you may call on Tara versus Denise because of a particular situation. Denise versus Tara on another situation. And so what I do want to leave you with this evening, though, is to create a community. We have a community, and I invite you to join us on my page, Go Bowl with Nadz. You can reach out to me on Instagram, Go Bowl Jamaica. Follow me on either platforms. Reach out to us. Tara Green, Dennise Williams, Financially Focused. Sorry, Tara, remind me of the name of your business again.
More Like Him Coaching.
More Like Coaching. And so please reach out to us for support, because you need the community. And the first thing is to make the step. Make that commitment to yourself. And then the community helps you to stay accountable, helps to support you. Be careful of who your community is. Make sure it's persons that are going to love you and support you in a loving way. Language is also key. Dennise has mentioned it a few times. When I thought about, Dennise and I looked at how we were going to language this particular series. It was about healing our debt. Because one of the things we're going to do is shift the language around even the word debt. Because they're really outstanding balances. Mm-hmm. Even saying that feels nicer. It has a nice feel to it than debt. Debt tends to think, because you also, you notice it's very close to the word death.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave you with those two things of shifting your language, creating your community. Oh, sorry. And I have a third one. So you're going to shift your language, you're going to create your community, and you're going to take inspired action. You got to raise your hand, acknowledge it, and let us step forward. Because that's the first step to moving and to going forward.
Yes.
And love, have a wonderful evening, night, day, because Tara, like I said, is down under. So it's what time there, Tara? Like midday?
12:30 in the afternoon.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
6:30 on Thursday afternoon, correct?
Yes, Thursday.
Yeah. So I want to leave you all, and I'm grateful for everybody who stopped in. Welcome again. Have a wonderful evening. If you're watching the replay, please continue to follow us and join us. One love from my heart to yours.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.